It's been a week. What's up, guys? This is Nick and welcome back to Hard Water Propagation. Today, I'm going to catch you up on a few things that have been going on in the fish room. I had last week off, a full week of vacation, a bunch of plans for productive things to happen, and nothing really went to plan. It was still a good week off. The good news is that we've persevered through all the challenges that we faced this past week. But I wanted to share some of this with you all. And then at the very end, we have some good fish news to share as well. So we'll start with this tank right behind me here. This is the 10-gallon that I had set up not too long ago. And in it had been a pair, a mating pair, a male and female, of the gold lyre-tail killifish. After a few days, after receiving them, they came in great. After a few days, I noticed that the male was really lethargic and belly on the bottom. He'd come up to eat, but just very lethargic. That went on for a couple of days. So I decided, I didn't see anything visually that would make me kind of treat the tank. So I just put a little salt in the tank, did a little water change, and that seemed to help. The male was up, kind of swimming around, and then all of a sudden, I just can't find him. I don't know what happened to him. It's been days now. I haven't seen him. I don't think he would have been able to jump out of here. The lid on here is pretty tightly sealed. I don't know if he would have jumped out when I was doing maintenance or something like that, or I don't know. But this is one of those cases of a disappearing fish. So I just have this poor female in here by herself right now. Sad and frustrating, but I kind of wanted two females and a male anyway, so I might just get another pair and try them out in here. But that was kind of the first thing that went a little awry this week, was the disappearing killifish. I don't know what happened. The next issue that arose was with this colony of lemias. Because I had time off of work, I had grand plans that I was extremely excited about to take this colony of fish to one of everybody's favorite online retailers and get these fish out in the stores and available to people who want them, because they're absolutely beautiful. And this was the fish that started my breeding journey right here. And that plan went awry, and it was all my fault. Early in the week, I was looking at this tank as I usually do, because it's beautiful. And I thought to myself that I had treated the other colonies downstairs. They had calamanus worms, and I had treated those fish. And this tank I've never treated. I've never really had any issues. Again, this was my mistake. But my thought process was, you know what? I have some meds here. Just gonna do some preventative treatment, not even treat the regular amount. We'll just do some preventative treatment. I don't want to bring fish to a fish shop and they end up finding that they've got worms or whatever like that. So my bright idea was to proactively treat this tank. I did, and the next day, this entire group of fish, which is clearly always very active, was all hidden. You walk up to this tank and it looked completely empty. All of the fish were tucked into the moss and the suacer tang. When they would come out, they were belly to the sand. Their gills were red. It was a bad situation. So I did multiple water changes. They immediately started to bounce back, but I could not take these fish in not being in tip-top shape. I would take them in today. They look great now. But I had to postpone my trip to deliver these fish, which was really disappointing. That was going to be the highlight of the week. We will reschedule that, and the fish are looking great again now. No issues there. But still a very disappointing situation to run into last week when Mrs. Hardwater and I were going to make a bit of a day trip and get these fish into the stores. So that is going to happen, but now I just need to find another time when that's going to line up well for me and be able to get these out there. My New Year's resolution, though, is to get set up to be able to fish or ship fish. So we will be doing that next year. So that'll be a 2026 hardwater propagation improvement. So, bad situation with the lemias, but we ended up getting to a better place now. But contributed to a tough week. The third and final trial from last week started Wednesday morning. It was, again, week off of work. I'm trying my best to sleep in, which to me now is about 8 o'clock, something like that. I'm just getting up and I can hear Mrs. Hardwater running up the stairs. So I know something's not good right away. And I come to find out that Kamari, our blind cat, had been really focusing on the back of the 55-gallon aquarium. And when Mrs. Hardwater took a look, we had sprung a leak in a seal pretty low in the tank. So it was important to get water out quickly. So because she caught it early, thank goodness, we were able to get towels and blankets down. Luckily, the rainbow fish, 75-gallon rainbow fish tank that we have very close to there is not super heavily populated right now. So we just pulled all the angels and the rainbows and cories out of the 55, threw them in the 75-gallon for now. We're going to redo that tank, so I'm not quite sure what the future for that's going to look like. But we were able to get the fish out of the leaking tank, get them safe, get the 55 drained with seemingly no damage. We just had a wet floor, but it didn't soak into the basement or anything like that. So really that was a crisis averted, but not something you want to come up anytime, let alone, your week off on PTO. And it is always a panic inducing situation. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So, I realize the seal can be replaced and repaired. I honestly don't like the footprint of the 55-gallon any longer, so I'm not going to be repairing that. We'll replace that 55 either with a 40 breeder or another 75-gallon. So we'll see. I'm not in a hurry to be adding any more tanks at this point. And as long as the angelfish can get along in that rainbow fish tank, that might be where they stay. But I do want to revamp that tank, get some breaks in the lines of sight, and hopefully get a good community going in that tank. But with all that said, there is still hope. Fear not. There is good news in the fish room. And that is we are up to our ears in Goodeids babies right now. The Mica splendens that we had been waiting to have babies. Both our mamas finally did. And so we have 2 batches of different size fry going on in this tank right now that are doing absolutely great. And then if we move over to the Cracodon lateralis tank, once again, this mama dropped a second batch of fry. So we've removed the male from this tank, so we just have the mother and her fry living it up in this 21 here. So through all the chaos that we worked through, there were positives, as there always is. So that's what I've got for you this time. Just kind of a quick update, and again, in the spirit of kind of sharing not always just the good, wanted to share some of the struggles of the past week and the fact that we got through them. We're progressing, and our Goodeids gave us some things to celebrate this week. So we've got Mica splendens babies, Cracodon lateralis babies, and we move on until the next disaster strikes. We persevere. So thank you again for watching and watching the update here, and we'll be back with future updates soon. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.